I was recording this whole process that I'm doing, but I happened to glance up and see that my little red dot was not on. That's happened to me before. I'm not proud of that fact, but it has happened. So let me explain all of this again. This is block 16 of Jessica's quilt-along. This is the last block that she put out, and I'm working on it right now. It has 8 flying geese units, which is what I'm putting together right now. So they're kind of flying in a circle. And then we have rectangles and 1 square, and that's all there is to this. So you're lucky you're not having to watch me put all of the flying geese units together. But I cut everything with my AccuQuilt like I have been doing as much as possible. And I used the 8-inch cube set for this, which is going to wind up being a 12-inch block. So I'm happy about that. But now let me show you what I did at first, because I didn't know what size to use, and I have all the cube sets except for 2 of them. But I used the 6-inch and made this cute little 9-inch block with it. So AccuQuilt is based on a 4-patch pattern, and so if you're going to make a 9-patch, it makes your block larger. So that's how that happens. So that's why I took the 8-inch and used it to make my 12-inch block set with, or block with. I'm going to keep this one, and I have another one cut out. I'm going to keep these to put in something else. I think they're really adorable. I love this little pattern she made up. And so I'm just finishing up my flying geese units now, and I'll go ahead and let you watch me put the rest of this block together, and then we'll be done with all 16 blocks. Okay, I'm still working on my little red, white, and blue leader enders. I've got several blocks ready to put together, and so I'll show you those in my next WIP update, which hopefully will be soon. I kind of got behind in my schedule this past week, things coming up, things that I had to take care of and do. Okay, so here we go. All right. I was telling you this when I didn't have my video camera on, but the way Jessica has this, now she didn't, of course, I cut mine out with AccuQuilt. She did not do that. But she has the traditional cutting instructions in her free download pattern. I have another one cut out because, remember, I'm making 2 of each block, but I didn't have enough of the same fabric, so I'm using this little pink and green floral and yellow floral for my next one. But I won't make that on camera. I'll just make this one on camera. Okay, so let me get this one put together now, and we'll see how it comes out. All right, so these, you do not have to trim them. They come out to 2.5 by 4.5, I believe it is. Yeah, 2.5 by 4.5. And then, so then we have to put these little units together here, rectangles. These are also in the cube set. She also has instructions for them. I'm just going to go ahead and sew all 4 of these units together. I think I might be using this pattern again. This is a really easy and cute pattern. I may be using a lot of her patterns again. going to go ahead and put a leader ender between each grouping. Aren't those just so cute? Love them. And I'm just getting those fabrics out of my little scrap bin. It's down here under my desk. And I guess I'll go ahead and press these to the dark side. Okay. Now I need to sew those flying geese units together as well. So these two together. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn it and go to the next one. Try not to lose my little point. It helps if you can see your points, kind of when you're stitching. Now then, gotta make sure I get all these going in the correct way. Now, when I press this one, I'm going to press it to the white, because as you can see, there's a little bit of a bulk right there, and I need to press it towards the part that doesn't have a seam in it. We'll just let that one go that way, and we'll make it go clockwise. I just like to think of the ducks flying around in a circle, or the geese, rather, flying around in a circle. And the white part is what I'm looking at. Now, all we have to do is sew it together like a 9-patch. This row, and this row. And I'm like Jessica, I like to go vertical. When I say vertical, I mean sew this, and then this, and then this. So rows 1 and 2 together, and then come back and add row 3. And my seams are nesting the way I pressed them, so that's good. That way I can lay all 3 of them out. This was the first one I put on. So it is going to go. I'm going to press it that way Even though there's a seam there, it's not as bulky as this little part where that is. And I could clip that out of there if it bothers me. We'll see, I may not have to. See, I believe we're going towards the center on these. I don't know if that's going to be right or not, because I think I did the middle part towards the center. I may have to do it a different way. It goes up there because white goes to the center. Because I can't have... Yeah, I'm going to have to press these to the white, because I've got these going towards the center, so these need to go to the outside. No big deal. Because there's no seams over here to mess up anyway. There we go. So cute. And let's see, I went to the center with these. I always try to press away from the point if I can. Now let's see. Oh. Here we go. Here, 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 and here. Okay. Now then, I just have to sew these three together. Find some clips. I didn't want thread, I just wanted clips. It wanted me, evidently. I don't know where it went now. Okay. I think if I clip the seams, everything else will fall right into place. And then one more. Press this towards the center because there's not as many seams and points and all of that. So nicely that goes together. So here it is, the last block in Jessica Dayon's uh, Scrappy 26 quilt-along. I'm glad that I did this, and of course I don't have my quilt finished yet, but I have all of the blocks made up. So I'm ready to try and get to the next part, whatever that might be, figuring out sashings and cornerstones and borders, and then finding a backing. I'll probably use one of my 108 backings if I can find one that will look good with it. All right, y'all have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Nancy with Simply Quilting. God bless.